Hey everyone, how's it going? I am here to deliver today's presser. As a reminder, if you would like to sponsor these videos, dozens of people are watching them. It's $1 to sponsor, and we did have somebody that was very close to being our today's sponsor, but unfortunately they just couldn't deliver in time. So we might have one for next week, but remember, it's costs less than a crunchy taco from Taco Bell. All right, on to what actually matters. What a win. So, first off, big shout out to the entire team to coming back and responding with a 5-2 victory. First win of the season, and man, was it a fun one.
What's the game plan for today?
Once again, drop a dick on someone's forehead. Hopefully not fucking give it away at the end.
So, score was 5-2. And there was a lot of great things that happened across the back line, midfield, our strikers. It just felt like everything was really starting to click, and you could see that we've really grown into the season. So I think it looks great for the remainder of the season, and with iOS and Steel City being so strong at the top of the table, I don't think this is going to be a sweep for Steel City like last season, so I do think that there is an opportunity if we can hang in there and continue to play like we did this past weekend, we could make a run for the title. So big shout out to everyone who was there, and Hussein for jumping in goal as well. He was great back there, clutch, made some big saves, and really helped us out. So absolutely a fantastic performance overall, and just love to see it. And so for those that missed the match, we went up. What was it? I think it was 3-0. Had some really good team goals. We were passing, we were moving. There were some great through balls through to Mason, and I believe he had the first goal, maybe the first 2 goals. I don't know. Some of the first 3 was Mason. So Mason had a couple. Diallo came in again with his magical head and scored another goal. And then Ty kind of backed his way into one, to say the least. And Zach as well. Zach had a nice finish there, and so ultimately the match ended 5-2. We ended that first half 4-2, and then got one more in the second half. So just great performance. That was the overall how the scoring went down, and let's just jump straight into questions. Will we see Ty playing striker after that wonder goal? I mean, Ty backed it in. Legitimately, I've never seen an ass goal quite like that. Big swing, fakes everyone out, even himself. Ball still floating around, and then eventually somehow he just kind of scoots it into the back of the net. So, if he's going to continue to finish like that, we might have to see more of Ty at striker. So that is definitely on the table. And a question for our player coach, Matty B, to make that decision. See if we can get Ty some more minutes up top.
Ty, that may be one of the most interesting goals. What happened?
So, you see, it went just as I planned. The ball was coming in the air, and I figured if I hit it with my foot, that would be too obvious. So I went for the left cheek finish and buried it in the back of the net. No big deal.
There you go. First left cheek finish of the season.
Can't keep him off the field.
Are we going to drag an ass goal?
Why does Jay make people so angry? Look, when you're good at what you do defensively, you tend to frustrate a lot of people. So the fact that everybody wants to fight Jay, it's not... Well, there was a comment that he made, I'll put it up here, that he has a very punchable face. So maybe that's it. I'm not saying that's what the reason is. I'm not saying it's not the reason either. Maybe it is because it's punchable. But as a defender that continues to stuff the attacking players, people tend to get frustrated, and that can lead to some punches. So hopefully, Jay, don't make any eye contact with Birmingham FC, because they start with a punch before they kick. So just be aware that we might have another brawl on our hands. So we'll have to watch that. Maybe, Jay, wear a mask if you can. Maybe we can get you one of those nice, N95s. So you might not be able to breathe, but get you something to kind of cover up the punchability. Or if you do get hit, that way at least we can put some metal or something in there and hurt the other guy too. So that's all I got to say about that.
Will is a beast in the back. He got forward a lot. He did a lot of good stuff. I think he got an assist. The rest of us were just watching in awe of his brilliance.
All right, well, that's fake news. Hashtag fake news.
Jay also made the ref incredibly mad with his logical approach to offsides.
Wait, that's how offsides works?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. Apparently, if you affect the play, you should be offsides.
The guy didn't affect the play. He barely touched you, and you still won the ball, so it didn't affect the play.
Can we get a comment on players taking their cleats off before the final whistle? Is that a time-wasting tactic or players calling it early? I don't know. Our aim was to make up some goal difference, so I hope it wasn't a time-wasting tactic. I asked the referee towards the end of the match, how much time, ref. Instead of yelling it out, he kind of came over and was like, we got 11 minutes, but we can call it right now if you want. And I was like, well, you got to go talk to our player coach there, knowing that we were going to play this whole thing out. They were ready to just retire and call it a day. I think they started with 14 or 15 players, and periodically throughout the match, they had people leave, and they ended with 11, so they were very, very tired. We did a good job of rotating sub-wise, and were able to stay fresh. So I'm not sure. My assumption, and I hope it wasn't a time-wasting tactic when our aim was to try to put as many on Min City as possible. Now, we ran a little bit out of gas there in the second half when it came to offensively. We just weren't quite as sharp as we were in that first half. But overall, it was still a fantastic performance. And I believe that was from Dan. I don't know who he's calling out there specifically. I couldn't tell you unless he's talking about me. I did have to have a cleat issue, which maybe that was me. So anyway, maybe it was time wasting, but really it was I had a blister and a brace didn't work. So don't know if that was me or somebody else, but that's a question for Dan to drill deeper into. Did the defensive drill warm up before the game impact the outcome of the match? So for a little context on this, for those of you that weren't there or were late, we ran a little shifting drill with our back line and then our midfield and forwards where we were able to practice sorry about that. We were able to practice attacking and also defending and kind of focusing on that shifting. And I would say that it made a massive difference. I think we've started pretty much every match a little bit slow, kind of on the back foot, and this was the first one where we just came out and we were just, from the whistle, we could tell that we were turned on. Our players were going at full speed, and we were playing at a level that typically takes us 10-15 minutes to warm up to in a match. Matt put it in there that it definitely did, and I have to concur. I think that's something that we're going to continue to do. It also made a difference, as you can see on our back line. Until we got a little tired there towards the end of the second half, our shifting as a back unit was much better. You saw the play in and around through the midfield, and that was just being able to get some reps at 3/4 speed before the match. So I think that is going to become part of our warm-up before matches, just based on the way that we responded and how we played that match. So absolutely.
All right, we got the W tonight. What do you attribute that to?
Everybody but Zach, because Zach wouldn't square an easy ball.
I scored one.
2 assists, 2, right, Zach?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
could have 3 assists.
News from the
If it was
manager.
anyone but
I
Matt,
think
if it
everyone
was
put in a
anyone but
shift
Matt,
today.
I would have squared it.
I see how it is. I only spent the entire half flicking balls to everybody but me.
We didn't go
Flicking
us to
balls.
the top.
That's Matt's hashtag.
The center mids
Hashtag
didn't
flicking
wanna,
balls.
didn't want to sacrifice.
Is Diallo's head made of gold? Look, all I've got to say is that's 2 for Diallo, 2 headers, so it's fantastic to see. He is scoring, and he's using his head to do it. So love to see that. I'd love to see him score some more goals. Those are coming in off of crosses in the box. Sometimes it's bobbled, sometimes there's a deflection, but if it's in the air and it's anywhere near that 6-yard box and Diallo's there, it's going in. It's going in. What's that smell? Look, I'm going to say that it's Mason's stanky-ass jersey. So Mason was taking his shirt off when he came off on the sideline, not because he was hot, but because he let his jersey stew from the last match, so it was just rank and dirty. Now, did it impact the fact that he had 2 goals? Yeah, maybe. It might have been the reason why nobody wanted to stand anywhere near him or mark him. So, Mason, I'm not saying that you shouldn't wash that jersey, but I'm also not going to be upset if you don't. Now, he might pass out just from the smell, but, if Taylor just happens to forget to wash it, it is what it is. It seemed to work. So maybe that's it. Maybe Mason's stanky-ass jersey just needs to stay that way the whole time.
play striker anymore.
You had 2 goals today. What do you attribute that to?
Attribute out to hard work of the team
And a
and
very
looking
large
forward to the beer afterwards.
Beer, as always.
Beer.
What happened with the shirt? You weren't wearing it on the sideline.
Yeah, my girlfriend pulled a fast one on me and decided to not do laundry this week.
Do you think that impacted the defender
It
staying
did.
as far away from you as possible?
It did, but it also impacted my mindset. So I was smelling myself and it wasn't good.
I was told we'll see tarps coming off, not just on the sideline with Mason. Can you confirm? Look, there's been some talk about what celebrations will happen if certain members of the Outlaws score. I can't confirm nor deny. We'll have to have some conversations. It also depends on the time in the match, where we're at, because that is a cardable offense. And knowing us, somebody will say something dumb when they take their tarp off, and we might end up a man down. So I'm not saying that it won't be the celebration. I'm not discouraging it. I'm just saying if you're going to do it in the right setting, in the right way, at the right time. So that's all I got to say about that. And lastly, we've got this question from the press. Did Zach redeem himself from that penalty a couple weeks ago? Look, Zach was firing on all cylinders. He was playing some great through balls. Him and Mason had some great combos. Diallo up there. Dan was getting in there. We had a great mix. And, you could see that when Zach got that one through ball in that first half and he was going at the keeper, there's a little flash of deja vu there where keeper took him down, and he just didn't let the keeper take him out this time. Made him go one way, took it the other way, buried it, and that was the end of that. So I'd say that he made up for it. He came out with a new sense of determination after that, which I like to see, that fire. And yeah, that's great to see. And I guess one more question that just came in from the Wire. How is the Fat Boy Slim Challenge impacting the players? So for those of you that aren't familiar, there's a group of guys that participate in the Fat Boy Slim Challenge. That is the official name of the challenge, which is a weight loss challenge. And you can see it. Zach shed some pounds. Maddie shed some pounds. I think there are a couple other guys on there that are in there. And they're playing better. Everyone's moving better. You can see the fitness level come back. So I'm a big fan of Fat Boy Slim, and have always liked them, and Chumbawamba. Was that a Fat Boy Slim? I don't know. Anyway, whoever they were. But yeah, that challenge is definitely having an impact, and I think that they're continuing that through the new year. So if we continue to see that progress, that'll be fantastic, and I think it's going to show on the pitch, and we're starting to see that already. So great work, guys, on that front. And yeah. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the stat sheet on the scoring sheet. We had some goals, so things have moved around a little bit as to who is where. So go ahead and take a look here. And you can see that, see where everyone's at. Now, I'd like to see some more goals as we go into this next match against Birmingham FC. They are a bunch of fighters. Word on the street is that they've had 2 forfeits already, so that's part of where their wins have come from. But they're always physical and whiny. Those are the 2 things that they do. They're very physical, and they whine about everything. So be prepared for that. They're going to try to get in your head. They're going to try to get in our heads. So I think the match is going to be focused on just going out there, playing like we did. If we come out at that same full speed, same intensity, sometimes they don't have all their guys there right at the start of the match. We might be able to put a couple on them early if that's the case this week, especially with an early game. So don't forget, this one is a 3 o'clock start, a little different than our normal time. So yeah, great progress overall. And let's go ahead and just end really quickly with the overall stats. You can see these on oldwednesday.com as well. But this is where we are in terms of the table. Like I said, if we come out and play well, I think there's an opportunity for us to make up some ground here. And again, with iOS and Steel City being so strong, if we can win out and continue to put pressure on those guys, they're going to trade some blows, and there's a good opportunity that we can sneak in there and perhaps takes the title this season. So excited for this weekend, and that's all I got time for, boys.